Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Biz Tips. I am here today, guy. I met this guy in an inner circle group that I'm part of. He's freaking awesome. He's full of energy, and we started having conversation. I'm like, yo, I gotta have this guy in our podcast. So I'm excited to bring you my good friend Lusene. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Gilbert? How you guys doing? Hope you guys ready for a treat. I'm excited.
Yes, yes. I can't wait for you to share those gems that you got. So before we even go any further, tell us more about you. Who is Lucini Danzo? That's a pretty cool name, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Lusene Donzo is a United States Army officer, author,
Mm,
speaker, and a credit consultant. Basically, that is a nutshell in everything that I do. But mostly, credit consultant is what I am really known for.
wow. I want to go back for it. Before we go to the credit side, I know you're gonna have to give us some gems. You in the military? Thank you for your service, man.
Man, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's an honor to serve this great country.
Wow. So tell us more about you. Let's go back when you were 18. What was going on then? Give us a little bit about your story.
So when I was 18, one of the things that I really wanted to do was just go to school and get an education because I come from a foreign
Nice.
background. And as a foreigner, all our parents want us to do is get a degree. So
Yeah, I know what that is. I came from Haiti. Where you from originally?
originally I'm from Liberia, Monrovia, Liberia,
Nice.
West Africa. It's in the west coast of Africa. So
Yes, yes.
yeah, at the age of 18, all I wanted to do was just get a college degree. I wasn't
Mhm,
thinking too much about entrepreneurship. I was mostly thinking about just finishing school. But
mhm,
as I was going through school, I was realizing all the trials and error, and I was realizing that hey, in the military, they can actually pay for your schools. There are
mm,
TAs and all these things. So I wanted to take advantage of it, which led me to enlist first, and then I enlisted in the military. I took
mhm.
advantage of enlisting in the military, and then guess what? I ended
What?
up going to school, ended up
Nice.
graduating college, and then ended up commissioning, and now I'm a United States captain. So
Wow, congratulations. That's like you high up. You're a captain, bro. That's awesome.
no, I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's amazing. So, how did, a captain go from becoming a credit consultant? Like, what shifted? What happened?
So what shifted was this is a story behind how I came into the credit consultant. I
Mhm.
literally, while I was in college, I had bad credit. I did it.
Mm,
I had a lot of collections, so I was living through my credit cards while I was in college. I didn't have the financial discipline to know how to
mm,
use the credit. So after I graduated college, I had a 585 in. I remember January 2018. I had a 585, and I
wow.
exactly, right? So it's crazy. I had a 585 and I was telling myself, I was like, well, I can't do nothing with a 585. My car, I couldn't even get the car that I drive now because my credit was so low. I had to get a friend of mine to co-sign for me
Oh,
to get the
wow.
car. So I didn't want it to go through all the trials and tribulations. So I
Yeah.
wanted to teach myself how to repair my credit. So from September 2018 to December 2019, I
Mhm.
ended up repairing my credit. In 2020 January, I actually had an 840. So I went from an
Wait,
eight.
hold up. No, you can't go buy best. That's real nice. So you did like a 300-point jump, right? So let's
Right.
talk about that. What happened?
So I did a 300 point. So what I did was I cleaned up my entire credit. So I had collections. I cleaned that up,
Mhm.
and
You
one
did
of the
all
things
that yourself.
I did all that myself, right?
Wow.
So I cleaned up my credit to where so my credit was in 585. One of the main reason my credit was in 585 because I had errors on my credit. My name was spelled
Mm.
wrong. It was all these things that was incorrect. I had multiple jobs. These are things that the credit bureau they don't like. So
Wow.
after I sent in my information, I cleaned my credit, make sure I had the correct name, make sure I had the correct job. My credit went up. Then I was about in a 620. Then I
Yeah.
started doing my research. I remember at the time I only had over 10,000 in credit limit, and I realized
Mhm.
that in order for you to have a lot of in order for you to have a higher credit, you need to have a large sum of personal credit. So
Mm-hmm.
I then started applying for all these credit cards where I ended up jumping from 10,000 credit limit to 50,000 credit limit, right?
Nice.
So after I got it, my credit, I think it was 2019 March, I ended up having 50,000 credit limit. Then
Okay.
I was using it, using it.
And paying it off. Make sure that you no late payment, right?
No payment, yeah, paying it off, make sure my payment was literally my utilization was less than 5%.
What's the
And
utilization for people that don't know what that is?
so your utilization is the total amount that you're actually using on all your credit cards.
Okay.
So a lot of times they tell you to keep it below 30%, about
Mm-hmm.
30. I tell clients to keep it about 5%,
Mm.
especially if you're trying to get a higher credit.
Gotcha.
Then
So the lower, the higher your credit score could potentially be.
yes, the lower, the higher
Gotcha.
the credit score. So I made sure within the 6 months, and this is a thing that a lot of people don't know. So my car, one of the things that
Mm-hmm.
helped me get in the 800 was because I refinanced my car 3 times with one loan. So
Oh, that's the gem right there. Hold on. So you refinance your time 3 times and show that you pay that balance 3 times over, and then boom,
right. So with my car,
genius.
what I did was I got a loan from Navy Federal initially. Then I went and
Mm-hmm.
applied for another loan, paid that loan off, which was a
Mm-hmm.
positive. I applied for 6 months later after I paid had an on time payment. I applied for another auto loan.
Mm-hmm.
I paid that, and then after I had like $8,000, I was making enough money. I saved up enough money.
Mm-hmm.
I paid now my car off. Now that's three positive auto loans on my credit, which resulted in my score jumping.
Genius.
And
Wow,
what
that's genius.
right. So what a lot of people don't understand is you don't have to have a mortgage to actually get in the 800 score. What
Huh.
what you need to do is you need to have a lot of positive accounts that are paid off. So when a credit bureau look at it, they say, "Oh my God, this person has over 21 like currently right now I have over 30 positive paid accounts on my credit." So that means that
Wow.
I've had 30 different positive payments over 5, 10, 15,000. But it's just one. I just been refinancing it with different loan and then I get the
That's
money,
genius.
large sum, and I pay it off. Another thing that I did was I went to a bank, which
Mm-hmm.
preferably is Navy Federal. I got a
Okay.
loan for 6 months. I paid that loan off in less than 3 months, and I was paying it all. I was paying like $50 until the 6 months ended. Then I got
Mm-hmm.
another loan for about 3 grand. I paid that loan off. I got another loan. I got over 5 different loans with the same bank. Remember, they don't care about how much the if you're trying to get into 800 you want to fast track your way, you have to
Yeah.
have a lot of positive account. So I made sure at the time of 2018 December to 2020 January, I had
Mm-hmm.
over 20 positive paid accounts. I took out loans that I knew I already had to catch. So if I'm taking out $3,000, I know I
You
already
know
have
you have 3,000 already.
3,000 already, but I'm gonna pay it off in about 6 months, and then
Yeah.
I'll grab another loan for a little bit higher. Then I'm gonna pay it off. I'm gonna grab another loan. Then I'm gonna call the credit card company that I already have credit score with and say,
Yeah.
hey, I like to increase my credit score. So
Mm-hmm.
those were the three main things that I did that literally helped me get in and then I also applied for other credit cards, which I ended up having. Now I have over 250 personal credit, but at the time I had over 85
Right,
thousand
right. So
credit.
you have $250,000 in personal credit.
Yes,
That's amazing, man. Wow.
yes.
It's amazing how did you come up with all this? Like
Well, I learned through trial and error, but I also
okay.
did research, and
Nice.
one of the things, I think the main reason I came up with it was because I really wanted to take advantage of credit, and I
Mm-hmm.
realized how at the time I didn't even know anything about credit repair or any of that stuff, but
Yeah.
I realized that if I have good credit, I could have the car that I want. And at the time, I wanted a Mustang, at the time.
Nice.
So
What you
I,
have now?
right now, I'm not driving. I'm still driving my Ford. I'm
Okay.
still driving my 2017 Ford Focus right now.
Nice.
But on the low end, I can get the car that I want. But I'm more investing in properties now. You,
Okay, good. Tell us a
what?
bit more about that.
So actually, one of the projects that I'm doing right now, I'm actually trying to liquid money out of my
Your
business
credit.
credit to use as
Okay.
a down payment to invest in a property in other countries. I'm
Ah,
Yeah, I'm currently in the works of getting my business license in Kenya and
nice.
also in Ghana to where I can be able to use my business credit as a down payment on the properties that I'm going to buy. And that
I
is not
like
going
that.
to reflect on my personal credit, and I can pay it monthly. And then
Yeah.
as the properties
Value grows.
value grows, then guess what? I can use more of that play, and it would never have to affect my personal credit at all.
Ah, that's genius because it's not happening in the country, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yo,
Exactly.
you are genius, Lucini. Wow, that's amazing. Now I got a couple questions.
Of course.
Um, why? What got you to start thinking about investing in other countries, like in Kenya and so forth?
So what got me was because of the power of the dollar and the pounds and the euros, right?
Okay.
And I have a right now I'm currently employed also, so I have a business that I'm making money.
Yes.
I have a good job in the military that I'm making money. So I have
Nice.
a lot of fighting power. And I know a skill set that I can know how to make money. The skill set, it doesn't only like it's not it doesn't only involve in America, it involves in other countries if you know
Mm,
how to play the system. So if I'm bringing dollars in a country where a dollar is
it's worth more.
114, is worth more, then I have more buying power. So
Nice.
one of the things that got me thinking was I travel a lot. So I travel for free too. So a lot of times when I travel using my points. I travel the point system. I do credit card hacking and all these
Wait,
things.
wait, wait. You gonna give us some of that game, man. So what's the point system? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So a lot of times before I travel, I always make sure I get a credit card that has reward points, or I make
Hmm.
sure I use a lot of my credit cards that have reward points. So there is this thing that is called basically manufacturing spending, which is
Okay.
literally it's spending money.
From your
It's
points.
Yes, it's no, it's spending money on a credit. So it's spending money on a credit card, but you buy a Visa, you buy a Visa card, you go to
Uh-huh.
Walmart, right? This is how you do it. You go to Walmart, you say, what's your credit card? You say, hey, I want to put $500 Visa card on this card, right?
Okay.
After you do that, you go to Walmart, and after you have that 500 on a regular prepaid Visa card, you say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I want to do a cashier's check." And then when you do a cashier's check, they're gonna give you the $500. You do a cashier's check to yourself. So you do that
Hmm.
multiple times. So I do that about two to three, about $5,000-6,000 worth within a month,
And
where
then you pay the credit. You pay it back to the credit card.
I pay it back to the credit card because I'm paying myself, right?
Yeah.
And then I do that, and then I build up the points, maybe about 60, 80, 100,000 points or whatever, which
Hmm.
80,000 points can get is a round trip if you're going to Europe. 100,000 points is a round trip from here to Africa, from here to South America, from here to
Oh
Haiti.
wow.
So I
Okay.
go travel to this country for free, and I just network. I network with other people that are in the commercial real estate, and I network with other people that are in the business. And yeah, so pretty much that's how. And also it's a genius because you're coming in this country with dollar, and you're using
Yeah.
your credit, which is not
Yeah.
on your personal credit. So
Yeah.
you're
So you leveraging the business credit, you build that up just like you build your personal credit, and then you leverage that through the manufacturing spent strategy,
to fly
get
for
the capital, invested, buy properties, and then boom. So you literally travel for free, get properties, and have an 800 credit score. Wow.
yeah.
Tell us about your business because I think this is genius, everything that you know how to do.
So right now I currently do credit repair. So I repair people credit. Currently that's what I'm doing. I actually just bought my credit repair company because
Nice.
I I've done credit repair for 3 years since 2000, no, about 2 years since 2020. But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to actually buy a company. It was a company that was kind of going down, and I bought it from someone, and now I'm trying to get the company to get to where it was at, or where I believe it can get at.
I
But
got a question. Wait. You said something else here. You bought a credit repair company. What was that process like?
oh man, so it wasn't easy. It was an older guy that has made a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money on the company, but he really was just trying to get rid of the company because of I wouldn't say it was in debt, but it wasn't making enough
Mm.
money. He didn't have the vision. He was a 7-year-old guy, and
Ready to retire.
he was just ready to retire and take the money and invest it in other things. I believe he was already a multi-millionaire, owned multiple other credit repair company and software companies. So I
Nice.
finally did my research. I reached out to him, and yeah, he sold it to me for about 25. So I bought it for about
Congrats.
26,000, and then doing the process of everything, changing it into my name, it was about 30 grand. So
Now,
yeah.
question with that buying process. First, how did you find out about him? Did you know him? You had a relationship, or did it listed in like a biz buy sell website? And second, the acquisition process. Now you own it. Is there anybody working within the business, or is it you taking it over with the book of business he had?
So, okay, so first I reached out to him, Biz Buy, and before that,
Okay.
I also had a buddy of mine that actually, because I was asking him like, hey man, I'm in a credit consulting business, but I'm looking to actually hire, and he actually, I can't take all the credit. He introduced me to this person, um,
Nice.
and when and that's what your network is your net worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he introduced me to the guy, and I talked to him, and he was charging about 40, 45, and I kind of told him about my story, why
Mm-hmm.
I can take the company. I'm young, I'm hungry, and and he asked me, he wanted cash. He wanted
Yeah.
cash. So I was like, "Well, I can pay you on the credit card." He was like, "No, I want straight cash. How much cash do you have right now?" At the time, I had over 30, but I said I
Yeah.
only have 25.
Yeah. Of
So,
course.
and I ended up negotiating with him, and where it led to that, the process. So the process is not that hard. We basically his lawyers or whoever works for him, they transfer everything in my name. So
Mm.
all the papers are in my name. As far as the people that still work for him, so the way the credit report system works is what a lot of people don't know is that there's different software companies that actually does credit repair. It,
Ah, gotcha.
yeah, so he actually used the Dispute Fox is a software company that does credit repair. So he was actually utilizing Dispute Fox. So he asked me, "Hey, if I want to take over that payment, that's something that I could do." But I ended up declining and say, I'm going to do that at a later on. So that's
Gotcha.
how I attained the company, I attained all the rights, and I ended up establishing the LLC in Dallas, which is close to where I live, and got the office in there. We transferred all the paperwork. So it was pretty much it was an easy legal
How long
process.
did it take? Couple months?
Yeah, it took about at least 45 days. He was pretty
Nice.
adamant once he had the cash.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah,
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. So,
thank you.
to kind of wrap things up is what is one tip that you would like to share with business owners? Because you've done it all, right? You work full time, you bought a business, you travel for free, you got the 800 credit score. Like, what is that one thing you will share with any entrepreneurs who maybe need help in their journey and not sure where to go, what to do?
So the first thing I would say is learn how to build your credit, or like get
Mm,
somebody to build your credit, right? If you can have somebody build your credit to where you're at least 720, right? And
mm,
then listen to this podcast as far as the gems that how to quickly build your credit to 840 or
yeah,
800. Because when you are at an 800, you can be able to, depending on your credit, depending on the amount of money you're making, you can take anywhere from 50 to $100,000 from the bank money, and then you
yeah,
can go in other countries. If you have established network, you can actually build. I'm currently building a real estate property right now in Kenya, which cost me about 50 grand
nice.
total. and the gross of that is going to be about 6 grand. But
Wow.
over the course of the year, in 18 months, I would have paid off the debt, right? So
Yeah.
it's literally learn how to build your personal credit, use your personal credit to get funds from the business, I mean from the bank, use that money to invest in an asset. It can be
Hmm.
real estate, commercial real estate. And then after you do that, apply for business credit or business line of credit, liquid that
Hmm.
money and invest it into assets to where now it's not reporting on your personal credit. So that way you can kind of cheat the game.
I love it. How to cheat the game. This is
Right.
awesome. Lucini, wow, this was amazing. How do people get in touch with you? If they want to work with you, get their credit fixed, what's the process? How do they contact you?
So if you want to work with me, you can go on Instagram at Lusene to motivate. That's
Mm.
my Instagram handle. And if you want to get your credit repair, you can either contact me at Lucini to motivate, or you can go to Saint Otis SAINTOTIS credit.com. That's
Cool.
the company, and just text that number and we'll have representative where they're going to be able to
What's the
direct.
number they should text?
So the number is 469
Mm-hmm.
382
Mm-hmm.
4483. So
Awesome. We're
text.
gonna put that in the show notes as well.
Right, right. So once you text that number, my representative, you'll go through a consultation, and then we'll go ahead and get you right with our credit, with your credit. But that's pretty much it. And Instagram is where I'm always active. I'm live, so you can definitely reach me out on Instagram at Lusene Lusene number two Motivate.
Wow. Guys, check out my guy Lucini. He gave us some real gems today, from how to get a fast 800 credit score to how to travel for free to how to get funding for anything that you need. Literally, how to cheat the system. I love it. Thank you for coming on, brother. Thank you for all those gems. And we are out.